I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby,
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel Reviewing Indian. So today we are back to vehicle review. So especially the motorcycle. So there's been a lot of questions about Yezdi Adventure versus Scrambler because both of them look very purposeful and very tasty as well. It's well done, well executed product. So what I did was that I went to the dealership and I test rode both vehicles, the Adventure and Scrambler. It was a very short test ride, and unfortunately, after a few seconds of the ride, my reliable GoPro died as usual. So I will be able to show only a few seconds of it. But I did a detailed walk around, and I got to test ride both bikes. So I'm going to tell you how it feels and which is the one which I'll go for, because I sat on it and I'll show the videos of whether it's good for medium height guys like me. I'm 5'7", and I'm gonna compare the vehicle very quickly and which one we should go for. So, and you guys can take a decision based on my video. So if you have any questions more than that, you can just give it below. I'll try and answer. So let's get into the review. So first of all, the first part of the video will talk quickly about the vehicle comparison, which I have recorded in the dealership itself. So you can go through that. Once we do that, you can get into the exhaust. So coming to the Adventure, you can see the vehicle. This is pretty big vehicle. It's almost same size as the Himalayan. You can see that, and it looks pretty beautiful actually, especially this part of the tank and all. So you can, I'm not going to get into the details, you know the specs and all. So you get round headlamp, a tall windshield, which can be adjusted. Then you get this adjustable screen, which can be adjusted by using the screw. Then you get long travel suspension. I'll mention the suspension size. I think 320 disc with 12 channel ABS, liquid cooled engine, 334 cc, close to 30 horsepower. You get all these features such as this foot peg and all, where you can stand, it will not slip. And you get single exhaust here. I'll just let you listen to the exhaust note. You get rear disc again with ABS, and you will get single shock absorbers at the back with this link type suspension which you see in vehicle like R15. Then coming to the seat, this is kind of a almost like hard seat or medium size seat, which is good for long rides. You get flat pillion seat as well. Then you get this solid pillion grab rail, and there you can keep all these accessories like the rear box and all you can keep. Coming to the back, you see this round tail lamp with these indicators, both are LEDs. Then you get 130 section tire at the back, 17 inches or 19 inches if I'm right, and 21 inches front wheel. And it is pretty committed bike actually, it looks pretty cool. And you get 15.5 liter fuel tank. Coming to the Scrambler, again this is 188 kilograms. Coming to the Scrambler, this is a much more delicious looking vehicle, and the engine is same with a bit of less power, and both has 6-speed manual gearbox. This one also gets all these things where you can use it for mild off-roading. Then you get double shocks at the back coming to the main part with gas charge system. Then you get 140 section rear tire. The indicator setup is almost similar to the Adventure. Then you have this thing where you can mount all these accessories here, and you have this sort of old style grab rail. You can see that. The best part is you get twin exhaust here. I will let you listen to the exhaust note. Sorry for the background noise. And it looks pretty cool actually, especially with that steel treatment to the exhaust. And it says Scrambler here, and it's again I think 14 or 15 liters of fuel tank. I'll mention the capacity. And here you get a round type of instrument cluster, which is similar to what you get in Adventure. And you get all these trip informations and all. Along with that, you get off-road, on-road, and all these modes where you can just control it through these buttons. So, and you get round mirrors, whereas you get kind of different shaped mirrors in this vehicle. And the instrument panel again same only. So that's all about. So then let me do the test ride and let me tell you which is my preferred vehicle actually of choice. Exhaust note basically is extremely different because, as you are aware, the Yezdi Adventure has a single exhaust, and whereas this Scrambler has dual exhaust. And the Adventure sounds more bassy and very like a torquey it feels. I can't explain that way, and it's a bit loud also. Whereas the Scrambler, it's like feels very high revving, and it's very crispy, raspy sound. So that's the comparisons which I will show that as well, and you can now watch that. Now that we watched this exhaust note part, now let's get into the seating position. So the biggest question was that which one is preferable. So I am 5'7", 172 centimeters tall. For me, the Scrambler was slightly taller, and I believe it was 815 mm compared to 800 mm of Adventure, which I'll show in the screen itself. So for me, the Adventure was slightly better usable in terms of height, but both I can plan my foot on the ground, so there was no problem there, and both were comfortable. But as I mentioned in the video, you can see that the seats are slightly different. It's like a two-piece seat on the Adventure and single-piece seat on the Scrambler, and both looked like comfortable enough for a couple of hours of riding without stopping. And both feels very both feel to have a very neutral riding position, especially the Scrambler. Scrambler, you can see from the video that it's very upright and you sit like that, whereas it's slightly relaxed on Adventure. That's what I feel, and both are like easy to move around. Of course, the Adventure weighs like 188 kilos compared to the 182 kilos of the Scrambler, which means the Scrambler should be more pushable and all. But the problem with the Scrambler was that the foot peg was coming in between. You can see in the video that as well. And when the foot peg comes, it's slightly difficult to move around. But other than that, both I could plant my foot on the ground and I could sit comfortably, and it's more of a neutral position. And the instrument cluster and all, you must have seen in the video itself, it's almost similar. The Adventure gives you that turn by turn navigation, and other than that, both are like almost same. Both get tube tires with the spokes and all. The riding part, I don't know what is wrong with the Adventure. It was maybe like hard ridden vehicle because people were like, there was a huge queue last week, for the test ride. So it felt slightly less eager to ride, and the fuel level was also low, it seems, in the vehicle. But it pulled well, but it's not as eager as the Scrambler. That's different. The Scrambler felt like eager, especially with that twin exhaust. I believe it could breathe better. Maybe that's not the case, but I felt it revved better, and it has a better handling compared to the Adventure. So Adventure is purely for you if you're focusing on grand touring, with where you're going to ride in the bad roads and you're not going to focus a lot on the sporty ride, and it's slightly on a softer side, the suspension. But with the Scrambler, it's on a harder side. The twin shocks with the gas charge shock absorber is slightly on a harder side, but it's pretty good in terms of handling, and it picks up speed much quicker than the Adventure, of course, because the Adventure is heavier. So overall, the price difference also, like there is only 10,000 rupee difference if I'm right. The Scrambler and Adventure has a price difference of around 2.5 versus 2.4, so it's only 10,000 rupee difference. It's almost identical vehicle, but when the suspension and handling comes, it differs because both has similar ground clearance, and both has like same engine, almost similar gearing. But the Scramble is for those who guys who want to do more of a city ride and want to attack the corners. But whereas this Adventure is purely for mild off-roading, and maybe like even if you have the capability, severe off-roading you can do. But it's not for enthusiasts, it's more like a relax, because a lot of videos I saw that people were saying it's very eager. No, it's not very eager. It's much eager than the Himalayan in comparison. Compared to the Scrambler, the Adventure is like slightly relaxed, and that's what I talk about. If I had to take a vehicle between these two, I'll definitely go for the Scrambler, because I might not do a lot of off-roading, but with this good ground, with the good ground clearance of 200 plus mm for the Scrambler, I can do moderate off-roading, as well as it's more eager, and I like the exhaust note. So that's my choice. And but if you want a bit more off-roading, you can go for Adventure. In terms of kit and all, I feel like Adventure is much more kitted than the current Himalayan, and I feel it will have more performance, especially on highways. Because with this six gear and more power, I feel the Adventure and both Adventure and Scrambler both will also cater for a touring, which kind of Himalayan struggles, because Himalayan struggles to maintain 140, whereas this will easily reach. And with the Scrambler, I did 100 indicated very quickly, even when I was riding inside the city, because it was very short test ride. So overall, Scrambler is my choice. But even if you go for Adventure, that's not a problem. But I feel Scrambler is my choice, and I'll go for that. So if you have any more questions, you can just put below, and I'll try and answer it. So please leave a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. Cheers, stay safe.